Good afternoon. How are you? My name is Paul Wangari, a cancer psychologist, a youth expert, and also another of an amazing books. Now, I have written 7 books, but with me here I have 4 books, and I want to take you through these books because we always say that knowledge or books are a house of gold, and therefore knowledge is power. The moment you get empowered, then knowledge is what now you need. And they say that when you want to hide something from an African or from many people, you should hide it in a book, because very few people actually like interacting with the books. But I want to tell you this, that books is only a place that you can be able to visit, go where your physical body can never take you. It's only through books that you're able to interact with great brains that you may never get a chance to interact with them one-on-one. Therefore, that's why I want to encourage you that even if you hate books, create some time and just one chapter or even 1 page a day will actually do you well. Did you know this? By the way, if you want to become a master in any field, just invest in studying that area for at least 3 years to 4 years. You become a master in that field, and therefore, whatever it is that you want to become good at, just ensure that you get a chance to interact with books. Now, my first book is called Time Management for Winning Grades. I believe with no grips of doubt that any student is able to excel and perform well and produce top grades. But you find out that many of them, they spend their time in unwisely. You find that they spend a very small fraction of their time on their studies, but at the rest of the time they spend doing other things. And that's why I wrote this book, to be able to help them understand the importance of time management skills, for them to be able to manage their time well, for them to be able to produce good grades. So therefore, you can get this copy at Nuria bookstore for only 400. You're able to get a copy of this book. My second book is called Sex and Teenagers. Yes, this is an area that many people don't want to talk about it. Parents don't want to talk to their student or their children about sex. We still feel it is a taboo to share this with our young people. But I want to tell you, and you know this, that times have changed. And this generation is different, and therefore if you don't want to talk to them about this, then they're going to get the answers they're looking for because of their curiosity. They're going to get the answers from the Google, they're going to get answers from books, and you can be assured that the information or the answers they shall get, they are not accurate. And therefore it is very important for us parents or those who are in a circle of mentorship, that to be able to share with our students and tell them the truth about this subject. And therefore, sometimes you may not have the time, sometimes you may feel reserved, but this book will be able to help your child to understand themselves better, to understand their sexuality, to appreciate themselves, and to know the boundaries. That's why this book is very critical. In fact, in the year 2020, it won an award in South Africa amongst 100 best authors in Africa in the youth category. And therefore, this book is a real deal that you want your teenager to know every answer they are looking for, be it on masturbation, be it on sex indulgence, and when is the right time to do it. Is it on how to say no? This is the book to be able to help them to answer those questions. Now, my that book is called Becoming a Man. Yes, Becoming a Man. Where the boy child is under siege, and many of them today are having issues. Men are having issues, from the stresses that men have to go through, and lack of awareness, and all these other vices that are affecting men. And we always say this, that men, it's okay not to be okay. When you feel overwhelmed, look for a space for you to be able to share that, and now to be able to help you understand yourself better and become a better man, and to be able to show you avenues that you can be able to express yourself and how to become a better version of yourself. You can get a copy of this book, Becoming a Man. This is a book that I wrote with my brother Kagondo Jr., who is a psychologist. I'm also a psychologist. We were able to bring our brain together to be able to help men to overcome the challenges that they have to go through. In fact, if you can look below there, it was forwarded by 2 doctors. Dr. Susan Gitao, who is a very vocal psychologist in this country, a trauma expert, and also it was also was forwarded by one of my mentor called Dr. Nixon Joy. This is a father who has been a chief principal for many years working with young men, and therefore they were able to bring their thoughts in this book to be able to help us as men become better version of ourselves. You can get this copy at Nuria at 1,000. Get yourself a copy of this book. Now, my latest book is called Why You Married On. Now, this book is very close to my heart because many people ask me now, for us who are married, how I wish we knew before we got married, for us us to be able to read this book. Now, this book is a deal for all of us. Either you are married, you're able to know how do you resolve conflict in that marriage. It's all in this book. I've shared very good strategies and tips on how to resolve conflict in our marriages. For those who are not married, I have discussed that reasons that lead people into wrong relationship and marriages, then they end up hurting. So I don't want you to hurt, because that is somewhere you get yourself into, and sometimes it becomes very hard to get out of it. And even if you get out of that relationship or marriage, you're going to remain with a scar. Now, and that scar will be with you for the rest of your life. Now, it is then good for you to be able to do it right and to do it in the right manner. And that's why this book, it's very critical. Taking you through real examples, real examples of people who went into a marriage and they went into it for the wrong reasons. Others, they went there because they were pregnant. Others, because they were poor and they wanted someone to rescue them from poverty. Others, because of age is catching up with them, and so many other reasons. Pressure from the society, pressure from parents. This book will be able to help you to be able to know, am I right for a relationship? Am I right for a marriage? And that's what I always say, that go into a relationship because you're intentional about it. You're not going there to test waters. Go there because you're intentional. Because if you go into a relationship because of situation or circumstances, like they like saying nowadays, kitakuramba, yes, you will suffer a great deal. But if you go there with intentions, and how do you go there with intentions? It's actually by self-awareness, by loving yourself more, for you to be able to be complete within yourself. Because you're not, when you feel that you're not complete and you're looking for someone else to complete you, then there is always an issue. So then this book will be able to help you, empower you, equip you to be able then to choose to do it right and choose the right person.